So, look, after all this Charlottesville stuff is passed, here's my full opinion on it. What happened was awful. What happened was awful. Neo Nazis going through West Virginia saying Jews will not outnumber us, something like that, blood and soil. Something like that, paraphrasing that. That is awful shit to say. I disagree with it 100%. I do not agree whatsoever. It's racist. It's bigoted. It's fucking dumb. It's dumb to say that shit. It's dumb to say that shit because look how well that thought process worked for Adolf Hitler and the Nazis. And this event was also bad because the violence wasn't just from them. It was also from Antifa, okay? Antifa decided to just beat the living snot out of these people and cause more violence. And if you honestly watch the riots, if you YouTube Charlottesville riots and you watch the whole thing, I cannot tell which side is which when both Antifa and the neo-Nazis are beating the shit out of each other. I cannot tell which group is which at that point. I could see which group is Antifa. They were the ones on one side saying, fuck you, you're wrong. And I could see the Nazis on the other side saying, fuck you, you're wrong. And then after that, just mass chaos. Mass chaos after that. I cannot tell which side is which when both Antifa and the neo-Nazis are fighting each other. I cannot fucking tell. Okay? I can't tell at that point. Look, I find it crazy though that there was not a single American flag at this riot. What was intended to be a rally became a riot. But there was not a single American flag. The neo-Nazis had the swastika flag of Hitler and the Nazis, and then Antifa had the anarcho flag, which is the A with the circle. It's an all-black flag. Well, except for the A. But most of it's an all-black flag with the A standing for Antifa. Antifa, not a single American flag. Neo-Nazis, not a single American flag. So you had both sides representing the worst of the United States. The worst of the United States. And how does social media react? Neo-Nazis, bad, bad, bad. Look, no one is debating whether neo-Nazis are bad people. Anybody with a mind, anybody with a brain, a lick of common sense would say, yeah, they're fucking awful people. No one says they're fine people. Trump said that, which is dumb. But they're not fine people. I know they're not fine people. That flag was on my great-grandfather's casket, and he fought in World War II. So did a family friend of mine, Tony, lost his leg at D-Day. And believe me, I know that Nazis are not fine people. I'm against these guys' ideology 100%. 100%. And I debate these fucks on a daily basis. These people say the Holocaust never happened. I say, bullshit. There is fact that this shit happened. There is fact that the people you say did nothing wrong committed almost a full mass genocide on the whole Jewish people of Germany and Poland. There's fact about that. And they say, and their response to me is, I'm a Zionist Jew. You know how many times I get called that? Often. Often. And at this point, it doesn't bother me anymore because I know what's coming. But still, though, I get called a Jew for calling their bullshit out. And I get called a white supremacist sympathizer by the left for calling out Antifa and the neo-Nazis at the same time. I get called a Jewish Zionist, and I get called a white nationalist sympathizer. I'm neither one. I'm neither one. I'm just a person using common sense to discuss what happened in a reasonable way so people understand what's going on instead of all the chaos that happened. So, everyone is going after the neo-Nazis, and everyone on the right is going after Antifa, and one side, both sides I should say, are ignoring the other side that had part in this whole riot. But one of my friends found a meme, and this is a meme in response to the removing of Confederate statues, and I'm really against that because I'll tell you after I read the quote. This is from George Orwell's 1984 book. Quote, every record has been destroyed or falsified. Every book rewritten. Every picture has been repainted. Every statue and street building has been renamed. Every date has been altered. And the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped. Nothing exists except an endless present in which the party is always right. Unquote. This is why I'm against the removing of Confederate statues. When you just take these statues down and don't put them in a museum and you just destroy them and you ruin them from existing, you are, as George Orwell is putting it, stopping history. Look, should Confederate monuments be at Southern city halls? No, not at all. Not at all, in my opinion. But they are a great image to have in a museum or in Gettysburg or any Civil War park in the United States as a reminder to not repeat the Civil War again. They serve as a perfect reminder of why the Union won the Civil War. These Confederate statues, these Confederate monuments, are a perfect example of why we should never repeat the Civil War. And you want to destroy all of them? You want to destroy every single monument that is quote-unquote glorifying a racist? Well, in that case, take down the Washington Monument. Washington was a slave owner. In that case, blow up Mount Rushmore. Lincoln didn't see black people as individuals. Neither did Theodore Roosevelt. Neither did Thomas Jefferson. Neither did Washington. Blow up Mount Rushmore. Japanese Americans got interned by Theodore Roosevelt. No, sorry, Franklin Roosevelt. Why not just destroy, FDR's memorial? Lincoln's memorial was targeted by white supremacists. Fuck Islam, fuck Jewish people. And that was in response to a Confederate statue being pulled down. And I predicted that would fucking happen. And I was right. It did. I seen the shit happening before it happened. I called it out before it happened. I seen that people would just want to tear down statues that they don't like for no reason. And if there is a reason, now is not the time to remove them because tensions are already fucking high. Tensions are already fucking high, and why would you want to make tensions worse? Wait until everything cools down and then have a City Hall debate on whether the statue should be removed from City Hall and moved to a museum. That is the only way to deal with this. But just ripping down statues is not the way. There's a statue in Philadelphia of Tony Rosso or something. Tony Russo. I'm trying to pull up the no, I can't find it. But yeah, basically, I think it's Tony Russo though, or Tony Rosso, or Robert Russo. Doesn't matter. But it's an Italian immigrant who came here as a child, grew up in South Philly, and then became the mayor of Philadelphia. But since he was a quote-unquote racist, take his statue down, take his... Look, if this guy was a racist, I disagree. With that. But, do you know he was a racist? Do you know his story? Is there stories written on him? Is there? If not, then you're just assuming he was a white Italian racist. And you want to take his statue down. Look. Let's just say he was a racist. Let's just go bite the bullet and say he just was in this hypothetical case. Wouldn't his statue staying up or put in a museum in Philadelphia be a reminder that nobody should be elected like him again? Shouldn't that serve as a reminder that people like him shouldn't be elected again? I think it should. This is why Confederate monuments should be put in a museum or Gettysburg, and in fact, if West Virginia wants to get rid of the Robert E. Lee statue, I'm pretty sure Gettysburg would like to take it, and I think that would be pretty cool to have Robert E. Lee on a horse in Gettysburg. I think that would be pretty cool, in my opinion, because I'm a big history buff, and I like the history of the Civil War. I love it. I love reading the history of the Civil War. That would be pretty cool to have a Robert E. Lee statue in Gettysburg. Or maybe we do have one, I don't know. But the thing is though, give it to a place that will take it. A museum or a Civil War national park, doesn't matter. If you just rip down statues, burn history books, burn paintings of shit you don't like, you are legitimately erasing history. As George Orwell put it, and rightfully so. And that's what people want to do. They want to erase history. And this is from the right and the left. The right wants to erase Harriet Tubman from history. The right wants to erase the Holocaust from history. And the left wants to say the Civil War never happened. This is why it comes from both sides and not just one or the other. It comes from both sides, and this is why the video is so long, because I'm pissed at both sides. Both sides want to rip away the First Amendment and reconstruct it to their own desires. If you do that, we have no America. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.